Well, hello everybody, and here we are. Can you believe it? It is now December 2020, and I just want to say, first of all, Merry Christmas. The festive period is upon us, and as you can see, I'm suitably dressed in my Christmas jumper, and I hope you've all got one at home too. I just want to say, wow, what a year we've had. Highs and lows, a year none of us could have ever predicted. We've gone from starting the year celebrating our CQC inspection and finishing the year immensely grateful for how we have all come together, coped, adapted, and learnt to deliver services in our organisation in a very different way to keep us all safe from COVID. And in amongst that, there are so many stories from all of you of the personal impact and the personal sacrifices that you've made, but also great stories of where you've innovated, stretched yourselves, learnt new skills, had to go and work in different teams, got to grips with remote working and all of the challenges that brings. So you should all be incredibly proud, every single one of you. Every part of our organisation has stepped up and learnt to work together in very different ways. Our inpatient services have stepped up in terms of physical health skills. We've got the enhanced clinical unit at the Mount, which has been used a number of times to care for patients with COVID, the cohorting space at the Becklin and at the Newsom and all of our other sites. And at the same time, our community teams learning to work in a very different way using technology or wearing PPE so that they can maintain that face-to-face contact with people in the community. And I also have to talk about those services that aren't providing clinical care, but have been the absolute bedrock of our organisation. Frequently, I get positive comments about how our comms and engagement and the work of our comms team of getting those briefings out as quickly and concisely as possible has really helped people to feel connected, and using different media sources that I've already referred to hear the stories of everybody across the organisation. Our estates, facilities and logistics team have been second to none of the infrastructure that you've put in place 7 days a week, and will continue over the Christmas break and bank holidays to make sure that we've all got those vital supplies of PPE and now lateral flow testing kits, things that never even existed in our organisation 12 months ago and are part and parcel of everything that we do. I'm going to give a special mention to our domestic staff, both those that work for us and for Interserve, play an absolutely vital role. Don't ever underestimate the importance of the work that you do and how much it is valued. In terms of some of our other services, believe it or not, we've been expanding and setting new services up in amongst all of this. So the Veterans Intensity Service for the whole of the north of England. We've seen the expansion of the gambling services to the whole of the north of England as well. So huge thank you to you. It was really important we never stopped our focus on mental health and learning disability services whilst trying to deal with the pandemic that COVID brought. I can't thank everybody, otherwise this would be a very long video. The big point I do want to reflect on is what we've learned in terms of culture. And I've said the word together a few times. I've really felt this sense of people coming together, even through virtual means, to be more compassionate and more caring. The focus that we've had on health and well-being has been the biggest we've ever done, and that's work that we need to continue. But most importantly is the conversations we're now having about inclusion. You'll all remember with me a really painful time when we lost Cooley from our forensic services. And since that time, we've been having a very different conversation with colleagues in our organisation on the discrimination that exists for people from Black, Asian, minority ethnic communities. What we know and recognise is that the only way we're going to tackle that is if every single member of the LYPFT family steps forward and does something about it. And there's a whole host of additional work that we're now doing through reciprocal mentorship, through the cultural inclusion leadership programmes, and the vital role that our workforce race equality network plays when it comes together on a regular basis, uniting all of us that are passionate around changing the culture in LYPFT. This is the work that's going to stay because it makes a real difference to the culture, so that we're more compassionate both to one another, but also to those that we provide services to. So I want to make sure that we thank everybody that's been involved in helping us get through 2020. That is all of the staff that work directly for LYPFT. It is our partners in Interserve and Equitex that are an important part of the services that we provide to our service users and to our staff. A huge thank you to our volunteers who have really stepped up, especially over the summer months, of making a real difference on our inpatient wards. I also want to thank our bank staff. You are an incredibly important and vital part of our workforce at LYPFT. You have borne the challenges of COVID exactly the same as every other colleague in LYPFT, and thank you very much for all that you've done. And I also want to thank our partners out there in Leeds and West Yorkshire and beyond. There's been some real fantastic collaboration over the last 9 months where we've learned together, we've shared together, and we've been able to change the way we provide our services together. So thinking ahead, it is the festive season upon us. I do hope that you're all going to take some time for yourselves with those that you love in whatever size bubble you manage to be able to bring together without putting yourself or your loved ones' health and safety at risk. For those of you that are working over the festive period, thank you. We do provide 24/7 services, both clinical and non-clinical, and what you do is incredible, so thank you very much. But on your days off, please do take some time for yourself and get some much needed rest. And I look forward to 2021. It's not going to be a year like this. There is hope on the horizon. Change is upon us, and you've all stepped up to be part of that. So have a very Merry Christmas, and here's to a much happier and healthier 2021. Thank you. Sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make